God, you just have to admire women for just how completely and utterly clueless they are when it comes to how men think and feel. Like, for example,
You men are not gonna like me for saying this, but you know what? I don't care.
I got to interrupt here for a second to point out something. It's like clockwork, isn't it? How women decide for men how they, that would be the men, are going to think and feel about something. Women will either project onto men thoughts, feelings, and emotions that they've decided are the way men are going to react, which more often than not are actually what their reactions would be, not men's. Or they have no problem telling men that they simply don't care how they think and feel. Or, as is the case here, both. And then, of course, they go around wondering why men won't open up to them, why they won't even talk to them anymore. It's freaking hilarious, isn't it? Anyway,
America, I think it's time we form a state where only women can live. No men allowed. Just an estrogen-filled utopia where we can all finally live in peace.
an estrogen filled utopia where you can all finally live in peace. Yeah, okay, darling. Whatever. I mean, have you ever seen how women treat each other? Have you never watched the Mean Girls movie, which isn't a work of fiction, but in fact a documentary on life when it comes to groups of women and how they treat each other? Oh, sure, you're all sweet as can be to each other's faces, but behind your backs? Well, let's just say you tear into each other like a kid opening up Christmas presents. I mean, look at what you all do to each other when it comes to relationships. Half of you are out calling the other half who have good relationships with men pick-me's because, well, no man will pick you. Meanwhile, there's the ones running around making videos asking, where are all the men at? Why won't they approach us or date us anymore? When men decided to walk away after the rest of you told them they weren't wanted or needed and should just go away. Yeah, okay. Estrogen filled utopia. That's a good one. That's freaking hilarious. Which is why men would just love to see this happen. Oh, hell yeah, we would. Because contrary to what this young lady claimed, and I think I can say this safely on behalf of most men, not only doesn't it make us mad, but we're 100% in agreement with the young lady. So let's make it happen now. Not down the road, but right now. Hell, we'll even give you a big state, like, say, California. I mean, it's already a feminist trash dump now, so having all the men move out and repopulating it with just women, hell, that would be easy. I do have a couple of questions for you, though. First, who's going to end up doing all the dirty work? I mean, yeah, sure, y'all want to be CEOs or upper management sitting in nice, comfy, air-conditioned offices day after day. But get up and spend 14 hours a day doing the grunt work in 95-degree heat or minus 20 freezing cold? Yeah, the work like picking up the garbage, cleaning the sewer lines, or crawling under houses to do repairs or exterminate bugs? Well, let's just say there aren't many of you willing to step up and do that now. So who's going to do it in your little feminist utopia? Who's going to climb up on the electric lines in bad weather in the middle of the night to do repairs? Who's going to go and dig out the coal, drill for oil, or spend their days slaughtering pigs and cows for meat? Oh, right. That stuff just all magically happens. It magically appears. No one actually has to do anything to provide it. The proof is already there. While women love to get up on their soapboxes and scream, we can do all those things, the fact of the matter is, you don't. Not even close. Y'all want to be CEOs and board members, but do the dirty work? The work that might mess up your hair or break a nail? Well, the numbers of women, or should I say lack thereof, who are willing to do that kind of work are so small you'd need an electron microscope and a prayer to find them. Then there's the question of who's going to actually be in charge? Who's going to make the tough decisions, the unpopular ones? Because we all know that when it comes to stepping up and making those tough decisions, the ones that people aren't going to like, well, let's just say women aren't exactly the most decisive when it comes to that. They'd rather form 4,246 committees to discuss the matter, having prayer circles, lighting candles, and singing Kumbaya until they've beaten the whole thing to death, resurrected it, and then beaten it to death again, repeating that cycle over and over until everyone is happy. Everyone is in agreement. Meanwhile, the problem has not only not gone away, but gotten progressively worse, and people probably died as a result. So yeah, this needs to happen and happen now, if only because it would be freaking hilarious to watch. But we are going to have to set one caveat, ladies, one requirement, which is no backsies. Once it happens, it stays that way for good. Once the shit hits the fan, and believe me it will, you don't get to escape. You don't get to come crawling back, which for most of you would happen in mere hours. Not days or weeks, hours. Because without men, you're going to be begging to leave your little estrogen-filled utopia and come back to where the men have built, maintained, and provided all of the things that you take for granted. Things like food, shelter, electricity, and running water, just to name a few. And we can't have that. Nope. You made your bed, you get to lie in it. You know, kind of like you've done with relationships. So yeah, let's do this. Let's follow this lovely young lady's lead and have all the women move to their very own state. Hell, it would be the first time in history men got any real peace and quiet in their lives. So,